understood your question better and clearly. Hmm. So I think, yeah, for me, what I'm seeing immediately, should I start or it's
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing immediately, kind of coming up is, yeah, different way of living and working together. Like which is more human, which is more compassionate, kind, and kind of, which, yeah. I mean that integrate our basic values of being on this planet. I would say, the reason of like. I have two inquiry actually for this year, and then this somehow kind of falling into what you are asking.
Hmm.
Uh, and what first inquiry is like how to live a life of no drama, no mask. So I can just be myself, and don't. I mean, It happens consciously or unconsciously, but also being aware about both part and how can I live life of no mask, no drama. So that's
I'm sorry, I'm getting no drama, but what's the other word? No
no mask. So no
masks.
face.
Oh, yes. No masks, no drama. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the second inquiry is like
Can
how
you say more
to.
about that?
Surely. So basically, I think when we even think of just stepping out in the world, and when we are alone,
Mhm.
I'm sensing that like even just by thinking of interacting or kind of coming, interacting with the world, idea of this just interacting with the world. Um, there is something happening inside or just outside in reality or even imagination that we put many things on ourselves. So
Mhm.
like we miss our essence, and in other words we say it's like persona. We come into our persona, so that's not something that we are, but we are just putting ourselves or projecting something in a different way that that makes sense.
Yeah.
Most of the time we are trying to be the person or the individual, which can be received by seen by other people. Actually, not we are not trying to check it with ourselves. So
Yeah.
uh, if I have to impress, I mean, in a way, impress you, so I have to think about like what you like, or
Mhm.
how would you receive me better, not in terms of like who I am, but how would you. So it's basically about some others, not myself. So um, so I mean, how you can come home and just be
Mhm.
yourself, and still connect with the world in a different way, or even a natural way, I would say, not in even a different way. So how to travel that journey is a question that I'm holding, or inquiry that I'm holding for this year. And the second, okay, I mean, did you feel okay, or do you want to know more about like I was just jumping to the second question.
Yeah,
And
sure. But I'd love to hear the second one.
yes. And the second one is about the kind of creating the more human centric workplaces. And the idea behind is, I mean, I see our systems and business, yeah, in a way design that focus sometime or consciously or unconsciously on the profit part of the business, but
Right.
not the human part. We are talking about it like taking care of the people, but it really or never happened to be a part of vision of the organization. Taking care of the
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Um, so like how we can be human, and the way we are, and just taking care of the people, and at the same time how we can make the profit. So I just came to know about one interesting term. It says conscious capitalism. So yeah. So how to have both. You are not compromising just on one aspect, not profit or not kind of taking care of the people. How you can do both?
Mhm.
That's what I'm just inquiring, exploring. So, and my belief is like no one is coming with ill intention, to the organization. Um, Not even a single individual, not a boss, not an employee. Like I'm going to make this guy crazy today, but sometimes the way we work, uh, it happens. So, and if we change the way we work, I think we can get the different outcome or different results. So that's what I'm intending, yeah, and exploring and experimenting.
Mhm.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you are asking this question. I'm feeling like this. I can use this to inquiry in this, now what journey, and do something with that. And can we all together might make come up with something that can be shared. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But experiment with. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, those are certainly two important and beautiful inquiries, and of course things that many people have been thinking about for quite a while, right? Um,
Mm,
so I'm curious, when you name those, do you also, is this for your own learning? Is it to support other people in learning about what already, you know, is being understood as far as answers to those questions, people who've been in those inquiries for a long time and what they're coming up with? There certainly are a lot of different processes and approaches and frameworks and initiatives that are, addressing those two important needs, I think, that you named. So is it in that general sort of inquiry and learning domain, um, and is it all, do you also have some particular vision or process or offering, if you will, that you're imagining would support people in, no masks, no drama, or in transforming their workplace into something that's more based on the principles of conscious capitalism, or other frameworks around, how to bring your whole person to the workplace, and not have the profit motive be the primary driver of everything.
yeah. So I think, yeah, I mean, I have been traveling this journey since last 3 to 4 years. So there is nothing, something solid in a way that can I say like, oh, this is going to work. But I think I have something that's in bits and pieces, and yeah, I mean, and yeah. So in a way, it's not something like that in its entirety, but yeah, it's some in parts that can be shared and um, share with others, like which other can try it out and see like if that works for them, or yeah. And at the same time, it's ongoing journey. I mean, I'm also kind of learning and kind of getting more into it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it's actually both, and my intention and the way I'm right now. I mean, I have been doing it like. I have been doing my journey. At the same time, I was inviting people on Zoom call. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was doing open session on this both of the theme, and like if anyone is interested around this, we just come together and share our experiences
Right.
and like, learning together and all that. So it has been happening. Yeah. So it's both kind of. I'm also learning, and at the same time, sharing is happening from the experiences that I
Right.
had in my learning. Yeah.
So can I ask you one more question then about this?
Yes, please.
Um, and it may be, it may be a little hard to answer because you're new to Now What, and Now What itself is still evolving. We're only a week and a half into it, and there's 4 more weeks plus a bit to go, and we don't know what will happen. But let's just imagine that over that time, um, you have an experience that is, just what your heart and your head and your hands would most desire, based on whatever might be possible here. So it's the end of Now What, and you've gotten what you really want out of this, and you're ready to move out into the world with new people that you've met, and new, capacities you've developed together, maybe some particular offering out to the world. um, so put yourself in that place. Here you are. It's April 30th. We're at the closing gathering of Now What. We're celebrating what's happening, and you're sharing a story of something that happened in Now What, that was just magical and amazing, and that you're just so happy and satisfied and excited because this took place. And so I'm just going to put it on pause for a second with the video, and maybe give you a minute to just sit with that question and see if you come up with a story to tell us of just something that might be true, just might happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I think I mean it was just amazing journey, man. I mean, like I'm seeing people coming together. Those who were excited about. Like when I shared this for the first time with Ben, and he was also kind of interested. I was asking question more, and he was inspired to know. I mean, he was asking more questions. So, and while he was asking question, I also got clarity something around like what could be the better way. I mean, even something around some clarity around that. And And we also shared in the next cafe, like this is what I'm intending with other people, and there were some people who got also interested, and we just came together and we had conversation, in different ways. Like we were meeting sometime once in a week and sometime twice in a week, and we were developing like or sharing our going through our journey. We are experimenting something. We were experimenting with some ideas, and I think. I mean, it's really magical and amazing and beautiful in a way that, like, we at the end, like, of this 30 days, we are actually come up with some model that we can share with others out in the world, and uh, try.
What does that look like?
Yeah. That model is, I mean, when you say what it looked like, do you mean the what model?
The thing you want to share out in the world. Can you say anything about
Uh,
it?
yeah, I think I see some of the people coming together from this, now what member community, and kind of sharing with different people. So it start. I mean, it looked like just sharing the idea, like this can also happen. Just sharing with the world, like this can also happen, and getting some sort of interest around that, and trying it out. So I see it as a mixture of different modalities and things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Immediately just kind of invitation for the slowing down, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
meditation, and um, kind of sharing their own personal experiences, like where they are feeling like they are not being themselves in a way. So differentiating between, like, what is the conscious not being and what is the unconscious not being, and then developing in this both domain with some sort of the exercise and in our day-to-day living. And I think I see conflict as a kind of amazing gift in this. So when there is conflict, I see it's an opportunity actually to look at, and it's bringing something that we might not have looked in terms of, like, who am I becoming and who am I being. So yeah, I think we can use the conflict as an opportunity to look at, like, who I was becoming and who I'm being. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah.
I'm just sharing what is coming into my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Um, and is there a particular, I mean, who do you imagine is this when you create this invitation and now that you're bringing it out into the world, who are you particularly interested in reaching for this? Is there any particular group or sort of people or geographic
As of
area,
now,
anything like that?
I mean, I don't see any limitation. I mean, I'm seeing the different way of doing it. Like, one is like there will be some people who will be ready to experiment it with that, local community also,
Mm,
or even their region and the country. So, uh, and also same time coming together to kind of create a like using the online technology and the platform to bring it. So when we are talking about the online technology, the basic thing that I'm right now seeing that might be a constraint is, like, the people who can understand the common language of the communication, maybe English or Hindi. I mean, the local language, and the same
mhm.
time use of the computer or the technology. So
Yeah.
these are the two constraints. Otherwise, it just feel like those who are um, inspired or kind of moved by the invitation, they are the right people, and yeah, and to start when then see like how it leads us. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So people are participating in whatever language they want to speak with their group as part
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, and people are inspired by this invitation all around the world, and are able to engage using virtual tools in different ways.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Anything else you want to say about what's being launched, or is that
I think
now?
that's it. I mean, even these two ideas is just exciting as of now. I mean, I'm just even it just happened in the idea and thought. I'm celebrating that, like, even feeling that uh, that state, and just kind of having that experience. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Umesh, for sharing that vision. And I, promise to work to support it in whatever ways I can.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you so much. It was lovely. I mean, the way you were asking question and leading the conversation, it was lovely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks again.